secondhand toy dealer here, and we have a toy haul from today's purchases only. This isn't even from the last month of purchases. This is today's purchases. Usually I spend a month hunting and hunting and hunting, and I barely find enough content to actually put together a toy haul video. And today it all turned around a little bit. I feel like it's been pretty sparse trying to find stuff to be interested in purchasing the last 6 months to a year. And today, all in one shot, found a bunch of stuff that I was excited about. So, all right, let's get started here and look at. I picked up some baseball cards. So, my cousin, my brother, and I get together every 3 to 6 months, play some poker, hang out, go shopping, and another thing that we've been doing is a rip and swap. And how that works is each of us will bring a box of old sports cards that literally, these things don't have any value. I mean, there isn't anything in here that you could get graded that would be worth your while. Most of this stuff is just absolute rubbish that nobody would care. Use it to light fires with. What we do is we separate. There's 36 packs. So, I mean, like, this guy gets 12 packs, this guy gets 12 packs, I get 12 packs, and then we split up the other boxes same way, and we just spend a good hour just taking turns, opening a pack of cards. Who'd you get? Oh, I really want to get that guy. Trade it to me. And I have a little booklet of cards that I've opened in the past 5 years, and it's fun. Reliving your youth. But here's what I would say, that you used to be able to buy. Like, that Upper Deck, find the Joe Montana. This box here was $15. This box here was $15. This box here was like $12. That box there was like $10. Not anymore. Now you go online on eBay and stuff's pushing $25, $30, and that's for the cheapest stuff that you can find. So the rip and swap was getting kind of expensive. Found somebody on Facebook Marketplace that was selling this stuff, and he wanted 20, 15, or 2020, 15, 15, 2020. So to be able to get some boxes of junk wax for 20 and under, that was kind of fun. So I'm all set for some rip and swaps here. Then I was at Target and I found some world's smallest micro figures and comics. I've been seeing on social media that people have been buying these for clearance prices. This one was $7.99 on clearance for $3.99, and it actually rang up for like $2.39. So that was pretty awesome. And what I got was a Bumblebee action figure. And so you can see it's displayed in a card back. The card back is like a hard plastic. It's got a little doorway in the back, so you can open it up, play with the action figure. It probably comes with a couple accessories like a blaster and maybe a shield or something. And then you can put it all back in there and display it like a new in package collector would display it. That's pretty fun. It also comes with a micro comic book that you can actually read, and they toss in a little plastic magnifying glass. How awesome is that? So that was pretty cool. The other one I got was He-Man, and he's got a shield, a battle axe, and a sword. So that's pretty cool. There was a third box, and I almost bought it, but it was suspiciously taped closed, and it looked like it had been kind of like stomped, and I was able to get my finger underneath this flap here and reach down and feel. It was empty. The box was completely empty. I can't believe how close I got to purchasing an empty box taped shut. So I set that down and went ahead and purchased these two. So that was a lot of fun. The different ones you can get. There's 3 different G.I. Joes. There's the 4 Turtles. There's a bunch of Masters of the Universe. And then there's 6 Transformers that you can get. So glad I got the two that I got. And then I found at a Meijer some of these mini brands. And this was the mini brands KFC. I love this idea. I wish that they would do like mini brands Pizza Hut, mini brands Domino's, mini brands Taco Bell, mini brands McDonald's and Burger King, and all you're getting is just from that name brand, just like with these, the KFC. That is really cool. Now, I purchased several of these already, and when I opened this, it was a bunch of duplicates. I already have the bucket of chicken. I already have the KFC famous bowl. I already have the plate full of little dinner biscuits, mashed potatoes and gravy, and then the chicken nuggets. I was really wanting to get that frozen moments, the ice getting tossed into the cup of soda, splashing it, and there it is frozen in that moment. I did not get that. So, that was a $5 purchase, discounted from $8. And speaking of mini brands, I found these at Walmart. This is my favorite mini brands that they've made, the Retro series, and they've got a bunch of stuff from the 80s, packaging from the 80s. And I have been purchasing several of these. This is one that I opened. They were on clearance from $8 down to $3.50. This is one of those frozen moments here. So you got the box of corn frosted flakes getting poured into a very large punch bowl with milk in it, and it's frozen in time there. That is a really cool pull, and that's one of the more rarer ones. Then I just keep getting a bunch of the same ones, like the raisins, the Diet Coke, the potato chips. I keep getting bunches and bunches and bunches of these stupid 9-volt batteries. I've been wanting to find they've got like an Armor All, they've got like a can of Spam. There's some pretty neat ones in there, but I keep getting the same ones. So I'm not sure if I'm going to display this with a bunch of the unopened spheres and just never know what I get. Or am I going to open them up? I really haven't decided. They sell well at toy shows, so I may just open them up and sell them. Like this one gets $15 or $20 just for that one because it's a rare piece. But which I already have one of those already in there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, it's in there. And I've got some Pizza Hut ones, and I really like these. These are a lot of fun. And especially when you can pick them up on clearance like I did there. Moving on. So at Meijer, I found some Jakks Pacific, the 2.5 inch sized. This is a Super Mario Mecha Koopa. Excuse me. And this is a brand new offering here. A lot of fun. When I found this, I had originally thought I'm going to buy a few of them and take them out of the package and kind of set up a little display with them. So I did buy 3, but I don't know, I might end up just peg stacking them and put them on a peg somewhere on the pegboard. At a Meijer, I found this Kirby plush, and I had the original Game Boy, like the original big brick Game Boy, and I played the original Kirby's Dream Land on Game Boy. I always thought it was fun. I didn't know he was pink because Game Boy doesn't play in color. It didn't at that time. Well, that's no good. That's my text message notification. But anyway, so he'll hang somewhere. He's got a little hook here, and I'll just hang him off a peg somewhere in a corner. That's kind of fun. I found at Five Below this Metal Figs Jada manufactured M&Ms. This is the yellow M&M, the peanut M&M. That's pretty awesome. I don't know if they show the ones on the... Oh, they do. So they've got the red, the yellow, the green, the purple, the orange, the brown, and the blue. And I believe they had all of them. I like that orange is my favorite color, but orange looks like he's all spastic, and that just didn't look super appealing to me. But this peanut M&M, that looks really good. And the red M&M, he looks really good. These are some nice looking figures. And I actually really like the packaging for this. I originally intended to purchase this to take out and display somewhere in the display case, but I kind of like the packaging enough that I'll probably just gonna leave them in the packaging. Surprise, surprise, as a new and packaged collector. And then I was at Five Below and I found Butters. And, you know, I wasn't planning to buy Butters. My intention was to keep it just the 4 that I have here. But I found Butters, so we're gonna go ahead and put him in that stack. And then finally, we have these Bitty Pop arcades. Now, I am not much of a Funko Pop collector. I do have a few, and honestly, I might even end up unloading those. I have a Seinfeld the Kramer Target exclusive. So it is a Cosmo Kramer standing in front of a portrait of himself. So it's kind of a little bit like a diorama there, standing in an art gallery like. I do kind of appreciate that they have that Funko Pop styling, and the portrait is done in the Funko Pop styling. But they don't have a lot of Seinfeld collectibles. And so when I saw this, I thought this was a chance to get a Seinfeld collectible in my collection. Same with these smaller keychain pocket pops. They don't have a lot of Dumb and Dumber collectibles. So to have Lloyd Christmas and Harry Dunn, I think that's a lot of fun. I kind of like these pops better than the full-size Funko Pops. But, and then I have a Home Alone stairway scene. This was originally like $115, $125. I got it on clearance after Christmas one year for $12 at Walmart in the clearance section. So that's really cool. I like the behind plastic little stairway scene there. So that one's probably not going anywhere anytime soon. Those, they could. I could see maybe selling those. The Kramer, I would definitely sell that to make room for something else. But they have these new Bitty Pops, smaller than the keychain ones, and they're in arcade cabinets. So for this one, it's not really an arcade cabinet, it is the claw machine. So there's a claw up there in the machine. You've got your joystick to maneuver the claw around and pick your prize. And of course, they had in the movie all of these aliens inside the claw machine cabinet, and they would all point to the claw and say, "The claw will choose." And so you've got this Bitty Pop that the character will come out of this little plastic container. He'll slide into the cabinet, and then you can actually store the case, the unused case, in the backside of the cabinet. So this is really cool. The blind bags, if I'm not mistaken, are like $2 or $3 or $4. And then the 4-packs are like $16. So I was really expecting this is going to ring up for $15 or $20. And when I checked the price, it was $6.99. I was really surprised. So they had this one here, the Toy Story claw machine. And then they had a Tron cabinet with the Bitty Pop. And that's really cool. I actually wanted to get a Tron collectible that was a Target exclusive, and it had a video game cabinet in it. I want to say that those were like $10 or $15 originally, but being that many years this far removed from the last movie, they have gone up quite a bit. I think that commonly finding that specific one is $30, $40. So to find this one for $7, that was kind of fun. And then I wasn't much of a Sega fan, but I did play Sonic the Hedgehog at a buddy's house, and they have that in a cabinet. I think that they have a couple more. I think that one of the other ones that they have is Wreck-It Ralph, which I definitely would have picked up Wreck-It Ralph. I almost didn't pick up Sonic because he didn't have that much nostalgia for me, but I thought that these were the only three, and now I realize that there are more than three, so I'll probably peg stack those somewhere in the collection on a peg. Alright, well, that is the toy haul. All of it found today. All of it was picked up and purchased today. So, hopefully, the toy shelves are starting to show some fun promise. It's been a very long time since I've picked up this much stuff in one day. Alright, well, thanks for checking out my videos. Hopefully, we will catch you in the next one.
That was awesome! Yes! That's awesome!
It's pretty cool, I guess.
Are you gonna be a dork your whole life? Hope not.
I'm really, really sorry. I apologize unreservedly. I offer a complete and utter retraction. The imputation was totally without basis in fact and was in no way fair comment and was motivated purely by malice. And I deeply regret any distress that my comments may have caused you or your family. And I hereby undertake not to repeat any such slander at any time in the future.